All right, here we go. Game day after dark. How you feeling after that one, Bombers fans? Welcome inside Bonfire Sports as we do every single Bombers game, home and away. We're doing a live post-game show here on the channel. Thanks for joining us. Dozens already watching. Big thanks to everybody for tuning in. And final score tonight? I don't know. I don't know what it was. 24,000 plus at the Madhouse on Matheson. Did you catch that? I think it was good energy in the building tonight. Of course, the final score, Calgary 31, Winnipeg 10, and Winnipeg Blue Bombers 0-2 in the 2024 preseason. Does it matter? No, doesn't matter. It's not a big deal. Pretty much zero projected starters played in this game for Winnipeg. Calgary brought some guys, they went through QB1, QB2, number 3 and 4 is, they're trying to see if Jake Mayer is their guy or not at quarterback, and Matthew Schultz, maybe he will be their guy at quarterback. Who's my guy? Zach Schnitzer. Schnitzy. He's going to be here just momentarily, so hang tight. We're going to get into that. We will pull up the stats. We got stats. We got live stats tonight here, live post-game show. And yo, James in the Peg watching live on YouTube, among many others. Friesen, you just can't get enough of us. Good to see you, man. Welcome inside. What do you guys think of the new logo? Wait, where is it? Here? What do you think of the new logo? Do you like it? A little bit of a new feel here on Bonfire. Jeff Cabillas, my man. What's going on, dude? Good to see you back in the live chat in the post game. Phyllis, OG, always here, always repping, always reminding everybody out there to hit the thumbs up button. Do that right now. Big thanks for that in advance. Friesen, you sent us a super chat? Thanks, brother. Really kind. That goes to Schnitzy. All of those super chats go to Schnitzy. He's going to join me in just a second here. I asked people on Twitter, I don't know what X is, but I know what Twitter is. If they got questions, fire them away. You can also text the hotline, 204-816-8477. That's 816-TIPS. Standard message rates apply, just like you're texting your mama, as we say here on the channel. The quarterbacks, I think, will be the lead story coming out of this game. Terry Wilson finished 10 of 17 for 59 yards, 2 interceptions, no touchdowns, long completion of 13 yards. Darrin Grainger left the game after the second quarter. I don't know if there was an injury. The Bombers pointed out that he would not return to the game, so that's why we saw Terry Wilson in the third and the fourth quarter. I think the plan for Winnipeg was to give Wilson the first, Grainger the second quarter, Wilson the third quarter, Darrin Grainger the fourth. But no Darrin Grainger to man the offense for Winnipeg in the second half, the fourth quarter. He finished 1 of 6. He arrived here 5 days ago, people. Terry Wilson, this was his second game. Did he look good? No, not particularly. Listen to head coach Mike O'Shea after the game. He was diplomatic. He was very Mike O'Shea. But that's why I pay myself the big bucks to read between the lines of the head coach. And I don't think the head coach liked what he saw from his quarterbacks tonight. And it was a lot of Terry Wilson. Let's bring in the man. Let's just do it right now. Schnitzy, how are you, brother?
Good, buddy. How are you?
I'm good. You know what? You're fired up. You were at the game tonight. How was it? Give me your take right off the hop.
Hey, buddy, you know what? Regardless of how many backups we played, it was nice to be at the Madhouse on Matheson,
Yes,
brother.
Sir.
Getting to be around all your friends in your section. And shout out to Winnipeg fans, by the way. 24,000 plus came out on a rainy night for a preseason game where you get the depth charts beforehand, right? We all knew they were going to play backups. I'm not surprised with the results tonight, Darrin. They were playing largely backups, and Calgary brought quite a few starters. So it was kind of predictable. So my takeaway was just nice to be at the park. I don't really care what happened in the game. I think it would have been nice to get more than 6 first downs. So it was a bit of a yawner. But hey, it was just nice to be at the park. That's all I got for you.
Yeah, and it was a beautiful day at the ballpark too, the newly coined Princess Auto Stadium. I'm wondering what kind of nicknames are going to come out on this stadium, but for now, I think you and I will still call it the Madhouse, right? Like 24,000
Totally.
plus there tonight,
Yeah.
and expected to be a sellout on June 6th, week 1. Kickoff to the 2024 regular season will be a Grey Cup rematch. Bombers home, Alouettes visiting, and Fajardo, Colaris, Philpott, Schoen. It's going to be so good to see all these guys go toe to toe again and look for a little redemption in week 1 with, the first game that matters since that 110th Grey Cup that didn't go Winnipeg's way. Your thoughts on the quarterbacks, Schnitzy? I'm gonna pull up the stats while you're talking. New look and feel here to the channel, so I hope all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed, or probably in Bonfire's case, I's are crossed and D's are taught. What is it? I don't know exactly.
Eyes are
Fumbling through the preseason.
I's are dotted and T's are crossed. Well, there was a lot of things going wrong in the preseason there. Apparently, my brother-in-law's mini donuts were not seasoned well enough. Too much donut, not enough spice.
What?
My Diet Pepsi fountain drink, which by the way doesn't get the 10% discount that you're supposed to get with our season ticket card that they gave you. It's only on food, no beverages for the 10% discount.
Is that right?
Unbelievable. And my fountain drink, which I didn't get the 10% discount, was flat. But you know what? They gave me.
So was the offense, Schnitzy.
Oh my God. You asked me about the quarterbacks. I don't think I need to say anything about the quarterbacks except for those numbers right there. It was putrid. What I will say though, Darren,
go ahead.
before you get into the numbers,
yeah, bro.
They had backup O linemen against some. I'm not going to say all, but the Calgary had some defensive starters.
Calgary played no starters on their defensive line.
They didn't. I thought Rose was playing.
Rose did not. He
was on
play.
The depth chart.
No, Rose did not play. Oh. Neither did James Vaughters. Neither did Julian Hauser. Yeah, the D line in Calgary did not play. Now, Cam Judge didn't play at middle linebacker, but Micah Teets did, and he's a veteran Canadian. Adam Konar, formerly the Edmonton Elks, I think he played last year with BC. He was at weak side linebacker. Titus Wall, all-star, played the dime. Was it Julian Randall, I think? Rodney Randall Jr. at halfback. Demario Houston, we have a problem, was at corner. Trey Roberson, another all-star at corner. So their defense had some guys, just not in the front. But
okay.
I just want to say this. Terry Wilson, okay? And for those that are just joining us, thanks for joining us. Awesome. Live chat's lit. Love it. Love seeing it. Schnitzy's favorite thing to go back and watch the live chat. By the way, Schnitzy, Ryan Friesen gave you a super chat tonight.
Super chat?
Yeah, you got $27.99. Thanks, Friesen.
What?
Yeah.
$27.99?
So
you still haven't given me the money from last year's super chats, Darrin Bauming.
You know what? I'm going to pull up. I'm going to take accountability. I got to show my face. Checks in the mail. Okay. Checks in the mail.
Mail? What's mail? I don't even know what mail is.
Well, maybe the e-transfers in the email.
Sure.
Terry Wilson played the majority of this game. Darren Grainger played the second quarter. And for those just joining us, he left the game, did not return. The Bombers said that he would not return. So that's why we saw Terry Wilson in the first, third, and fourth quarter. I think it was scheduled to give Darren Grainger the fourth. But Terry Wilson, his second preseason game, he looked a little bit better in Saskatchewan last week, but he had a better O-line against him. I think Saskatchewan played less starters last week. And Winnipeg also had, like Terry Wilson had a lot of Winnipeg's veteran receivers to work with. Tonight, he didn't. So 5 of 7 for 71%. in the first quarter. Okay. No touchdowns, no interceptions, had a quarterback rating at 81.8 in the first quarter. Okay. But just 34 yards. And then Darren Grainger came in 1 of 6, 13 yards. Pretty abysmal, as you see there. 3 first downs in the first half. The offense mustered 3 first downs in the second half. We're going to talk about Chris Smith. Oh, believe it. We're going to talk about Chris Smith. We're going to talk about Jonathan Rosary and Myron Mitchell. I want to talk about Josh Johnson, of course. Kevin Clercius, the Canadian draft pick. Ontario Wilson. A lot of these guys did some good things tonight. But Schnitzy, I got people asking me, should the Blue Bombers call Dakota Prukop up? I don't know about that. This is a developmental quarterback spot, right?
Yeah.
They're looking for the next guy. Maybe it's Terry Wilson. Maybe it's Darrin Grainger, who's been here for less than a week. I've been awake for longer than Darrin Grainger has been here in Winnipeg. Like, I mean, I don't mean right now, but in my life, those younger crazy years. But I don't think Winnipeg is pulling any emergency levers, because their number 3 quarterback battle didn't show much in a game where they pretty much dressed nobody.
No, and I will say, I noticed in the first quarter, particularly, Calgary was blitzing on almost every single play. So, when you don't have, even if they don't have starters, Calgary, you don't have your first string O-line in Winnipeg. You're going to have to get the ball out quickly, and you're a young quarterback with virtually no experience, especially Grainger. That's going to be tricky.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, too bad the grass wasn't a receiver for the Bombers, because, man, those guys were throwing balls into the dirt left and right.
I guess they're trying to enjoy that new turf.
New turf was did well. They had a lot of receiving yards, the new turf.
What did you think of the Blue Bombers defense? Craig Smith mentioning a moment ago there that he's concerned about the secondary. I think that's probably a pretty fair assessment to have. I didn't like really any of those guys.
No.
The secondary, especially watching a Jumbotron feed, like, CFL Plus. If you weren't at the game, if you're watching on CFL Plus, that's what they show on the Jumbotron. It's super close-ups because they want to fill the Jumbotron for 30,000 people or 24,000 there tonight. They want to show, like, they want to fill the screen with an image, right? So you're not going to see a big wide shot like you would on a TSN broadcast. Still not wide enough if you ask Chris Welby or me. But the defensive backfield is tough to assess. It's tough to get a good look at. You just see a player wide open downfield and running in space. But
yeah,
I don't know if many, Jake Kelly, the Canadian safety, number 16, I thought he showed some good things and some not so good things. Just my eye test in being at the game. I have no doubt Tyreek McGee, who started at corner, number 22, will be a starter week 1. Of course, keep it locked to Bonfire WPG on Twitter, X, Instagram as well. Even YouTube. I'll probably send some stuff out when the Bombers do make their final cuts and we look towards a roster this coming week. Keep in mind, and I know you know this, Schnitzy, a whole bunch of these guys could end up on the 1 game or the 6 game injured list, right? So we might see cuts, but then also we might see some guys on the injured list for week 1. So we won't even know who for sure made this team. But do you think Chris Smith made this team as a new kick returner?
I tweeted that out. Yeah, Chris.
You did.
Once he had a 109-yard kickoff return, Darren, I think he made the team. And I noticed he didn't take another kickoff or punt after that. So
nope, he didn't.
I think the Bomber brass had decided pretty early on this guy made the team. But you asked me about the DBs. I mean, McGee, who's gonna, like you said, is gonna be potentially a starting corner, probably a starting corner, almost certainly a starting corner. He got burned on a big pass from Jake Mayer, so that didn't look great, but it's really hard to evaluate. I mean, if a quarterback throws with perfect timing and it's a perfect pass, it's like a pitcher, right? Like it's going to be every DB can get beat by a good pass. So I wouldn't put too much stock in that. I thought Jake Kelly had a couple of good knockdowns, or at least he had one good knockdown. I thought
He
what was
missed
it?
a tackle on Calgary's opening drive, like a really bad one. I think it was Dedrick Mills. He just kind of like juked him and power ran him, like just But I don't. I'll be as kind as I can. I don't think Jake Kelly is ready for prime time, like to start. Will he dress, play specials, fill in when needed? Absolutely. He's a good football player. I just don't think he's ready for prime time.
Yeah, and the other
Because I
guy.
think Nick Hallett's a little nicked up right now.
Oh, jeez, seriously.
I think he broke a finger. That's what DT told me. I joined him on the OB pregame show.
Yes, you did, buddy. You didn't even tell me you were. I thought we were friends. You're supposed to tell me
Yeah, I knew
exciting
you were going to be
things like
listening.
that.
Yeah.
Whatever. You just wanted to. You just want us to surprise me.
You know what? This is a really good opportunity to bring attention to something that's really, really important because a member of our family is battling right now, and he is absolutely kicking the crap out of this, and he's going to be okay. I know it. But good friend of ours, Ted Wyman of the Winnipeg Sun, longtime sports editor there, outstanding reporter, even more outstanding person, close friend, great dude, is battling cancer right now. All our thoughts are with him. And I'm just pinch hitting for him on the OB pregame show from the tailgate area. So I'll be doing that for a stretch of time. But, pretty much every time I go on air, not only am I thinking about him, but I'm talking about him. So giving you all the best, Teddy. I know I'm coming to see you this week now that my sinuses are a little cleared up. But you know what? You know what's really cool, Schnitzy? Mike O'Shea, I don't think I'm telling stories out of school here. Mike O'Shea went and visited Ted. I saw a photo of the two of them. Went and visited him in the hospital. And O'Shea didn't tell anybody. Like, he didn't tell anybody. He didn't tell, like, his handlers. You know what I mean? Didn't tell anybody. He just like a person would do, just like a friend would do. He just went and saw Ted in the hospital, and that's pretty freaking cool.
He does that, right? Like my O'Shea. Well, first of all, yeah, nice to recognize Ted. He's a good friend of yours, and he's a great reporter.
He's going to be good.
Right?
I know he's going to be good.
Good. Well, I wish him all the best. Tell him that from me, and also
yeah.
from all our fire starters. But
100%.
that is. And I met Ted at the airport a couple times after the Grey Cups. Super nice guy too, right? Like
awesome dude,
salt of the earth guy. So yeah, my best to him and his family. But Osh does things like that just under the radar. Like he doesn't do things to get noticed. He just does the right things. Like wasn't there stories of him like picking up cans and like cleaning up after the guys, like him and his wife. Yeah, like also like on road games, putting stuff away, like equipment, right? Like he's the kind of guy. He's just also a salt of the earth guy.
Team player,
unbelievable guy. Yeah, but definitely, whether it's the media or the team, Darrin, it's salt of the earth people, which is nice.
Yep, 100%. Well, we will digress. All the best, Teddy. We love you, brother. It was Nick Hallett who DT mentioned to me may have broke his finger. Now you're playing safety. Can you like club it, like just cast your hand up and play? Maybe, probably. I don't know for sure. I'm not a doctor. But Winnipeg has a lot of depth, a lot of options in the defensive backfield with Brian Cole, Reda Cramdy, some of the Americans that they can move around. I think it's important for people to know this, Schnitzy. Like Brandon Alexander has not practiced in training camp. So it's not just like Brady Oliveira is off the injured veteran list. So too is Nick Dembski. They're ready to go. They're going to be ready to go. Adam Bighill on the 6th game to start the season. I don't think he's going to be on for the entirety of the 6. Jamal Parker, who started at corner in the Grey Cup, was probably going to be a starting defensive back this year. He's on the 6-game injured list, probably going to be a while, probably longer than the 6, what I've heard. But with Brandon Alexander nicked up, or maybe it's something more serious, we don't know. Where's your concern about, losing Jackson Jeffcoat, losing DeMario Houston, being without Jamal Parker for a stretch of time, big question mark on Brandon Alexander, question mark about when Adam Bighill will be ready to return, 2, 3, 4 weeks, 1 week, 6 weeks. I don't know. Where's your concern in the defense?
Well, I will say I got some inside info on Brandon Alexander because he was standing outside the stadium at FanFest. Well, here Waiters talking about FanFest. You should have bothered me, Waiters. You nuts? You know who I am.
Oh, so it wasn't
Don't you
Waiters
think I'm the
giving
kind
you
of
the
guy
inside info?
you can bother me? Yeah, I wish Waiters next time come say hello. You can always bother Schnitzy. Always bother me, even though my son's there.
So what's the scoop you got?
Well, the scoop I got is I saw Brandon Alexander when I was walking into Film Fest, Fan Fest, and I said, "Are you going to be good, Brandon?" He said, "Yeah, I'll be good for game 1." He was like 100% sure. So, yeah, Brandon's going to be fine. I'm not concerned about Brandon Alexander. I'm not even sure I'm concerned about Biggie. I think he'll miss a few games, but who was in? Was it Moses and Gemmel were playing in middle linebacker spot? But I thought Trey Thomas looks pretty good. He had a couple good tackles. I think Biggie's like he's 35, 36 years old. He's 35, like he's getting. He has a couple of injury issues lately. Like I think the defense is going to take some time to gel, Darren. Luckily, we play Ottawa twice in the first 6 games, and we play Calgary twice in the first 6 games. And those are teams that I think are going to struggle this year. So I think the Bombers are going to take a while to gel. I don't think they're going to come out to that hot start, that 9-0, 10-0 start that we're kind of used to, Darren. So there's a lot
used to.
We're kind of used to it in Bomberland.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
We are, but they have so many spots to fill on the D line and the linebacking core and the DBs. I don't know. We'll see. I am a bit concerned, but it's a long season. I mean, look at these last 2 Grey Cup losses have taught us, and we all know this as CFL fans. It's not how you start the season. It's the team that's the hottest at the end of the season.
Montreal
last year, right? Like Montreal.
You know what?
It's
not even like they were the hottest team towards the end of the year. They were the luckiest team in the East Final, and then the hottest team in the second half of the Grey Cup.
Yeah.
Like they deserved it. Look, you win the championship, you're rightfully there. You deserve it. But they got, man, like they just, I won't say they got lucky, but they got hot when they needed to. Holy cow.
Yeah. And Fajardo played out of his mind against the defense that usually it made him eat his lunch, right? Or the defense ate his lunch, I should say. Fajardo was the second coming of Ricky Ray in the second half. So I don't know, man. Like I'm not super concerned. Every team has holes they need to fill. I think the Bombers will figure out. I think everything that I've heard you talk about and the interviews that you've had with players, it sounds like Jordan Younger is someone who really sees the game in a unique way, and he has the respect of his defensive players. And you still got Richie Hall there, so you still got Willie Jefferson. I think the last thing I'll say about the defense, Miles Fox, he looks like Stove Richardson. Like
very
that
similar
guy is
body makeup.
as wide as he is tall, Darren.
Yeah.
He's a square. My God, he's massive. So I look forward to watching that guy because just the physical specimen, my goodness.
I need to draw attention to this. Good gracious. Ryan Friesen donated $100 for Ted Wyman. Says, get Ted something nice with this, but I may have your email at some point. Talk about some of the things been on your mind for a while. Get well soon, Mr. Wyman. I don't have Twitter, or I would ask you there. Freezer, that's incredibly generous of you, and I'm gonna share that message with Ted personally, and I am gonna get him something great from you and from all of us, and that's awesome. Wow. Mr. Wyman deserves it, says Friesen. Hey, that's awesome, brother. Thank you.
I think that's my game ball. One of my game balls right now is going to Ryan Friesen.
Well, you know what, we're going to get into all those things. So I'll remind people that maybe you haven't been here in a while, maybe you haven't been here before. We are going to get into all of our usual segments as we always do. The Bonfire Burning Point, not a turning point, the Burning Point, Walby's Warrior, Westwood's Wide to the Right, the Happy Honker Award, the Game Balls, and, usually some game highlights. I don't know if I have any. I might try to pull up Chris Smith's 109-yard touchdown. I think I have it. So definitely want to do that. But first, I want to do this. Big ups to our good friends. I got it here? Oh yeah, here we go. Big ups to our good friends at Scotswood Links. Have you been, Schnitzy? Beautiful out there. Absolutely beautiful. Scotswood is 18 holes of super well-developed golf goodness, landscape of forest and prairie meadow, just 30 minutes outside the city. It's in great shape. The people at Scotswood Links tell me the greens are in, quote, fantastic condition. And they said that to me like, oh, people always say the course is in great shape. It's like, they really are in fantastic condition. They've made so many renovations and enhancements to the course over the years. Family-run business, beautiful new clubhouse, restaurant, lounge, perfect patios when you're kicking back with your friends, impressive private banquet facilities for your next special event. They have residential lots now for sale as well, backing onto this beautiful golf course. You want to check them out, scotswoodlinks.com. That's Scotswood, 1T, scotswoodlinks.com. And if you go to scotswoodlinks.com/bonfire, Schnitzy, you get yourself a deal on a foursome with power carts. How about that?
I love it. I love power carts. I mean, that's the only thing that would excite me about a golf course personally, these power carts, because I can't golf. My arms are too short, Darren. I was never good at golf.
I'll bring you there. We'll just kick it on the patio.
Okay, I'd love to go. Maybe take me to the driving range or something, or the putting green, and I'll just practice a little bit, because that picture you just showed of Scotswood looks gorgeous. My goodness,
beautiful course. Beautiful
look
course.
At that.
So what you're seeing here is let me see. This is the front nine. Okay. The back nine is incredibly treed. It's beautiful. Like this is the prairie meadow I'm talking about, right? And then the back nine is like cut into the forest, like super challenging holes, creative holes, lots of water, lots of just great strategy, and it's in beautiful shape. They've done a ton of work. What's kind of crazy, family run business, the Sisson family, good friends of mine. This is Grandpa's old farmland, right? And, they still, got some land on the other side of the railroad track there, if you saw in the photo. But like the grandson, who I don't know, but he went to Penn State University for like green space management. Like that's where golf course designers and managers, professionals go to learn how to develop and make your golf course. So like, go check it out. Scotswoodlinks.com. Like, you're not going to be disappointed. Beauty course. Just about 25, 30 minutes outside the city. Perimeter and McGilvery, kind of that area.
Oh, is it that close? I didn't know it was that close.
It's close.
Nice. Well, you can get there for
easy drive.
Easy drive, yeah.
Yeah. So, Schnitzy, do you want to get into our segments? Like,
sure.
First things first. Bonfire burning point, the moment in this game that turned the tides in favor of, well, the Calgary Stampeders in a 31-10 win.
Dude, I don't know that I have a burning point. You might have the only burning point I can think of is that interesting flame that you've got going on behind your head there. Is that looks like a pretty good burning point. What is that?
It's a little fire.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Keep
just
you warm,
I dunked
eh?
an old t-shirt in some gasoline and it's just doing its thing.
Keep you warm. Keep you nice and toasty, eh, Darren?
Right.
No, I mean honestly, the burning point for me, and this is kind of pithy, but when the depth chart
It's
came out,
what?
pithy.
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 Sheesh, okay.
Pithy.
All right.
Honestly, it's when the depth chart came out, buddy, and there were so many backups. I think the Bombers had 7 or 8 starters, and that's including punters and kickers playing, right? Like you're not going to see them light up the lamp, or light. I'm just, man, all my idioms are just crap today.
You're lit.
Light the lamp.
You're lit.
I'm lit. I'm not even lit. Like I said, I had a big Diet Pepsi fountain drink. Oh, and I'm so exciting. I also had a bottle of water. No, I mean, when I saw the depth chart, I was like, okay, this is going to kind of be a hot mess for the Bombers. That, for me, that's my burning point.
Yeah, so if you see here, like Tyreek McGee, he'll probably start at corner there. Trey Ford, the Canadian, coming back from the Green Bay Packers, he'll probably start there at corner. This is where, I don't know if you guys can see my mouse on the screen. This is where Evan Holm will be. This is where either Brandon Alexander or Nick Hallett will be. Shoot, I mean, maybe it could be anybody right now. Not knowing what's happening with Hallett and Brandon Alexander. This is where the human tarpaulin will be, of course. At the they call it the weak side, but it's frankly, that's the more difficult side of the field. It's a smaller space. That's where Dietrich Nichols will be. Weak side linebacker to start the year, not Kyrie Wilson. Kyrie Wilson will move to middle while Adam Bighill is nicked up. And this is where I foresee Kyrie Wilson being at the weak side. Brian Cole at strong side linebacker. Cole will be the weak side while Kyrie Wilson is filling in for Adam Bighill at the middle. But we got what? 3 starters. Rivers, probably going to make the team. Schmeckel, Canadian. Great name.
Schmeckel.
Schmeckel. He's probably going to make the team, especially with Cameron Lawson getting injured and being out for a little while. But Jake Thomas, obviously, in that mix as well. There's your guy. Fox, probably going to make the team. Winnipeg really likes their 2024 draft pick, Samson, as well. You got Celestin Haba. You got Jackson Jeffcoat. Will Upshaw beat out Rivers for a spot, beat out Hubert for a spot. You know, you can never have enough ends, as they say. But Winnipeg, they'll have to, find ways to get these guys to fit because they're going to try to keep as many defensive linemen as they can. On the O-line, there's no starters here. Liam Dobson will start at left guard. Stanley Bryant, left tackle. Liam Dobson, left guard. They tried him at center today because he's the backup center to Chris Kolinkowski. So too is Tui Eli. He'll back up the guards and the center, and he'll be the 6th O lineman. Okay. At right guard, of course, Pat Neufeld. Here's Eric Lofton. He's the former Saskatchewan Roughrider, left and right tackle. He'll play right tackle probably week 1 in place of Jamarcus Hardrick. Okay. Kevin Clercius, the team really, really likes him. Canadian, draft pick in 2024. I expect him to make the team. Myron Mitchell, he's in the conversation for the 5th receiver spot. Vacated, of course, by, help me out, Schnitzy.
Showtime.
Yes.
Showtime Sheed. I thought Mitchell, not to derail you. I thought Mitchell played okay. He had a couple of decent catches. You saw him on returns. Had that one drop, right into his chest, but I thought he did okay.
Myron Mitchell, Aaron Cruikshank, Ontario Wilson. I would say Isaiah Coulter too. all in the hunt. I think they like Josh Van. He had a nice return, although there was a couple holding calls on it immediately following the Chris Smith 109-yard punt return touchdown. I think they want to find a way to keep Canadian receiver / running back Jonathan Rosary. This is the guy I like, Josh Johnson. There's the Canadian Jeremy Murphy. They're going to try, like it's going to be either Johnson and Smith or maybe Mitchell and Smith or Wilson and Smith or maybe Johnson and Mitchell. Practice roster one of these guys, 1 game injured list one of these guys, because you're not going to keep everyone healthy all the time. They've got a hard decision to make. Of course, Sergio Castillo will kick, Jam Sheehan will punt, Mike Benson, the Winnipegger, will long snap. Ian LaRue is the draft pick out of the University of Laval this year. I think he is the future at long snapper. So Mike Benson, maybe a year left. Winnipegger, former Winnipeg Rifle as well. He's been in the league a heck of a long time. Incredible career for Mike Benson. Awesome dude too. So I think he's, tutelage right here with Ian LaRue. Mastro Giuseppe is, if I can scroll over here, Mastro Giuseppe, he was the global draft pick, a punter. I think probably a developmental piece there. But so here's the thing, Schnitzy, they've got very, very hard decisions to make now. So a bonfire burning point for me tonight, if we can get back on track to that, is the midnight oil. That's what's going to be burning tonight down at the stadium, because O'Shea and Buck and Jordan Younger and Mike Miller, all the coordinators and the head coach, and then you add in Jason Hogan, the running backs coach, receivers coach, quarterbacks coach. I could name all the guys, Daryl Patterson on the D line, Richie Hall, still a defensive assistant, and in the building. I'm forgetting them, but Kevin Burgoyne.
I think you got most of them.
Kevin Burgoyne, the running backs coach. They're all going to have to make these decisions. Yeah. And probably crack a couple cold ones and make some tough decisions. Mike O'Shea said as much after the game. These next 2 days are they're the shittiest days for these guys.
Yeah.
Because you're living on pins and needles, walking on broken glass, walking on eggshells, waiting. And then it might be the last time you ever play football. It might be for some of these guys. So, or you got yourself a job, which is, hey, Gregory mentioning Kyle Walters being in, I don't know if he's going to be in those conversations. I think, at the end of the day, when it's like, these are the decisions we've made, they'll make their decisions. Right. And Kyle Walters would be involved in like, okay, what do you need? What can I add? Where can we, do some work? Of course, Danny McManus, Ted Gavaya, the assistant general manager, is involved in that as well. Cyril Penn, their head's American scout, all will be in that conversation. But I'm just talking about the coaches, because the coaches pick the team. Kyle Walters brings the talent. It's just like hockey, right? Kevin Cheveldayoff signs guys, drafts guys, gets guys here, and then who plays and what are the lines and how does it all fit? That was bonus. That's going to be Scott Arneal's job now. So it'll be this is a tough go. Here's Craig Smith, longtime scout, Schnitzy, in the CFL for a variety of teams. Hated this time of year. Would go with Danny to knock on dorm doors to give the bad news. That's a crap job, Craig. I can't imagine.
Yeah. Yeah,
so that's my bonfire burning point anyway. Midnight oil.
Right?
Beds are
midnight
burning.
Oil, and it's midnight. We're burning the midnight oil too, DB.
Yeah.
It's already almost midnight because of that stupid weather delay.
Yes. Well, and I know you are the resident dad of Bonfire Sports. So let's get into Walby's Warrior. Does anybody, really stand out to you tonight that you thought went to war?
Wallabies warrior, buddy. You know, this is an easy one for me. Is Teddy Wyman? He's my warrior.
Nice.
He's
Good
battling.
for
He's
you.
fighting the good
Great pick.
fight. Also, shout out to my mother-in-law who's going through some health stuff, also
Yes.
battling. Um, love that woman. Anyway, Teddy, just thinking about him, and he's my warrior.
That's a great pick. That's a great pick. I mean, I think we should just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Westwood wide to the right. The moment of this game that you didn't like, that knocked things off the rails a little bit.
I'm gonna throw a flag on the offense here, buddy. Well,
Okay.
let me throw some numbers out at you. The Bombers were 10% on second down conversions. 10%. That's bad even for backups. That is really putrid. Like really putrid. 6 first downs, like we talked about. And one of the first downs was by their backup punter who botched catching the ball on snap and had to make chicken salad out of chicken whatever
That's a
and ran
Troy
for
Westwood ism right there.
there you go, right? Perfect. Ran for a 28-yard first down. One of 6 first downs was their backup punter on a broken play. 6 first downs, and the last one I'll give you is 2 more here. 2.4 yards per play on offense. 2.4. Calgary had 7.6 or 7.8 yards per play. And the last one is we committed 4 turnovers. That's bad.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll add to that with my Westwood wide to the right, and that's that the penalties. They were sloppy. I thought Josh Van had a good opportunity for a nice return. Would it have happened without the illegal blocks? I don't know. Maybe not. But that's what kind of stood out to me. James and the Peg. Interesting question here. Can the D line guys move around to ends and stuff? Like, can defensive tackles move to end? Can ends move into the tackle? This is what I'll tell you. Okay. Schnitzy, watching training camp, I obviously can't report on the details of what we see there in practice ever. But when you say Jordan Younger, you reading and listening on Bonfire to, the interviews that I do with the guys and them saying that he sees the game in a unique way, expect a lot of guys playing all over the place in this Jordan Younger defense. It's not wildly different than Richie Hall's defense that has become pretty damn good over the last few years. Hey, they've been to 4 straight Grey Cups in 5 years, right? Which is incredible. I think people take that for granted sometimes. I don't think it's going to be crazy different, but Jordan Younger is going to put his fingerprints on this defense. Like, they are going to be very creative and do all types of creative things. And you're not going to see it week 1. You're going to see some of it, but you're not going to see it all week 1. Schnitzy, I tell you this all the time. Don't show your cards too early. Wait for week 6, week 12, week 15, week 20. I think they have a bye week 20. I digress. That's when you're going to start seeing some kind of crazy things. But yeah, on that point, I got to say this. And sorry for doing the majority of the chit-chatting tonight, but we got to get to our sponsors, Schnitzy. Sponsors.
Yeah, you're just overshadowing me again. You didn't get enough on OB today. You just had to keep piling on.
You know how I do. Pure Winnipeg is the city's premier proactive healthcare facility. They advance healthcare excellence. Schnitzy, I go to Pure for physiotherapy, for exercise consultation, for their gym, for specialized medicine, for family medicine. My mom goes to Pure. And I didn't even know she was going there until she's like, oh yeah, I go to the same place you go. And I'm like, I had no idea. And the team there, they're outstanding. You'll be in the best hands, whatever kind of care your health may need, be it physiotherapy, occupational health, strength and conditioning. They got top tier gym facilities, like just awesome facilities at Pure. Family specialized medicine, as I mentioned, they'll take the best care of you. They now have a minor injury walk-in clinic as well. There's their gym. It's beauty. So nice. And like, I have never felt intimidated going there. It's not an Instagram gym. Okay. It's where you can go and it doesn't matter who you are or how old you are or what kind of shape you're in. You're going to fit in there and feel comfortable. They've got executive healthcare plans as well. If you want, like, some things more in depth, they got fantastic sports scientists, doctors, uh, exercise specialists, kinesiologists, physiotherapists. And with that minor injury walk-in clinic, you don't got to wait at Pan Am or the emergency room anymore. It's pretty great. So
Well,
check them out.
that in itself is huge.
Yeah, purewinnipeg.com. And they got a new physio location in South Pembina, but their one in St. James is 1129 Empress. It's right by Garbage Hill. So if you know where Garbage Hill is, you'll find Pure at 1129 Empress and 2265 Pembina. Thanks to them for sponsoring the show.
Nice. I've been there too, actually, for a while. I went
Yeah.
there a couple of years ago. Great spot. Yeah. Great gym. Great. I went for physio and an exercise plan, and yeah, it was really good stuff.
Mike Mullet fixing the special teams coverage gives JW Bartell watching on YouTube his.
That's a good one. Yeah, we didn't totally butcher the coverage like we did in Saskatchewan. It was a bit better.
That.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. Okay. Your happy honker.
Oh, that's an easy one, buddy. It's backup punter Mastro Giuseppe. Drops the snap to him. Drops it. Runs 28 yards for a first down.
Yeah.
One of 6 first downs by our backup punter DB. That was my happy honker. I love that play. He did actually pull a nice little move on the coverage guy, the rusher. And yeah, he ran for 28 yards. So that was I think that was over half of the Bombers rushing total. No, it wasn't. They rushed for 72 yards, I think. But yeah, that was a nice little play, and it gave the crowd something to cheer about on a night there wasn't a whole lot to cheer about.
Yeah, no, you're right there. Happy honker to me, yeah, I'll give it to the 24,000 plus fans who are having a good time. I'll probably give, I'll give the happy honker to this, okay? Weather delay, but it wasn't that long. Fans hung tight. And I'm hoping, I'm gonna will it to be, Schnitzy. That weather delay, Winnipeg's done now. No more weather delays the rest of the year. 2024, smooth sailing through the home games, especially.
I like it, buddy. I don't want any more of those weather delays. Oh, I start to panic. I'm like, the show's going to be so late. We have to wait here, and this isn't the greatest game to watch anyway. I don't want to be here forever.
Mm-hmm.
This was just an appetizer, and the best thing about an appetizer is when you get to the main course. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Let's get to the main course on Thursday. Let's put this game behind us soon.
I like it.
Now, even.
You like now.
I don't mean end the show now, but I mean just like
game balls. Let's go.
I'm done with this. No, I mean I'm just done with this game. It was
sure.
But speaking of game balls, I just thought Chris Smith, he gets my game ball. That's an easy one. Number 24. He's gonna make the team. He had a 109-yard kickoff return, Darren. 109, that means he caught the ball on the 1-yard line. Now, that's usually not a spot where you want to field a kick or punt on your own one. You usually let that bounce into the end zone. But Osh on his post-game show said, we told the guys we wanted to see what they had, right? Like it was pretty obvious that he was coaching them up to return those, because they had to show what they have, right? And I thought, I didn't get to, there was no replay that I could see on the Jumbotron, so I haven't seen it more than once, which was live, but it looked like he really has the afterburners, and he made some good cuts in open space.
Let me see here. Do I got it? Oh, wrong one. I got the wrong one.
Uh-oh.
I pulled up the Josh Van kick return. Give me a second. I got you.
Oh, not the Van.
Yeah, I know. I'm working on it. Here it is. Let me see here. Do I got the right one? I think this is it. I have to encode it. See, I recorded in a format so that if like the stream drops while I'm recording it, that it still saves it. So then I have to like encode it into like a regular format, you know, to give everybody way too much information that doesn't flipping matter.
You lost me at encode it.
I have to encode it. So let's see if this is it. Oh yes, here we go. Let's pull it up. Here is the Chris Smith kick return touchdown, 109 yards to the house. Oops,
Chris Smith back to return this one, standing deep in his own.
So Derek Taylor on the call. Great call there. Little glitchy. I think I can clean it up. I think I just got too much going on here on this computer. Schnitzy, can I borrow some money and get a new computer?
Well, I would give you some of my super chat earnings, but I haven't gotten it yet.
$28.99.
You know what? Just don't even send it to me. Just keep it. Keep it from last year. Probably have a tidy sum. And just about Chris Smith, though, one thing I noticed is that, like, if you return the ball 109 yards, by the end of it, you're pretty gassed. And for the last 10 or 20 yards, he's slowed down, but he still managed to get to the end zone, which I thought was pretty good. Like some good endurance there for Chris Smith.
I'm going to try this again. Let's see if we can. Hey, it's worth watching twice, even if the first time wasn't very good. It's still really glitchy, eh?
Yeah, he almost didn't get out of the end zone, eh? But he found that hole. And then once he found the hole, he was gone.
See, you know.
Yeah, it's pretty glitchy, but hey.
We got DT on the call.
Better than nothing.
I like this. Corey May, I got 3,481 open links, like open tabs. Yeah. Mandy Moore, one of those guys that borrow money, never give it back. I don't know. Maybe
I
I'm
like
that guy. Schnitzy, would I ever ask you to borrow money? I know I just did, but like, would I actually ever?
That is the first time you've ever asked me to borrow money, my friend. But it may not be the last. What do I know? I can't predict the future.
That's right. Well, I normally don't ask to borrow money. I just normally ask to like have money. Be like, give me gas money.
Give me gas money.
Yeah.
Please.
Well, either way, you know, I'll try to pull that up, maybe put it up in a different YouTube video for people that can watch that another time. But pretty impressive 109-yard touchdown on a punt return for Chris Smith. Oh, that's what I was going to do. Yes. Let's see if we can do this. How about this, Schnitzy? Oh, yes. Here we go. Here is Chris Smith, my interview with him from just a couple days ago.
First day here, I think my welcome to Canada was getting chased by some geese, so that was a good experience. But the weather's pretty nice, not too cold, not too hot. It feels lovely out here, man.
Yeah. This is a cold training camp. I'll just level with you, man. Like, it doesn't matter what market you're in across Canada. This is chilly. Can that be good though? As you know, I don't know how much cold weather you've played in your life.
It can be good. I hadn't played in too much cold weather in Louisiana. It's always hot there, and my hottest was playing in Texas, like 105. But I can adjust to this. It's pretty good.
Yeah, we'll get you that humidity come July and August here in Winnipeg. It gets there. You are a tailback. You're taking reps with the offense, but you're also returning kicks. What are you focusing on to display your talents here in training camp?
All right, really just taking advantage of every opportunity that I get. Coach Jay, he's giving me plenty of reps at tailback, then just trying to win this kick return job so I can just keep getting chance after chance. And if I keep doing good, just keep showing my skill set, I'll get more opportunities.
What did you learn in that first preseason game?
Oh, preseason game, it's going to be fast. Like, guys are moving around fast. Everyone's switching position. It's a faster game. Everybody's going with the flow, but we got to communicate better, just play more of the team, and everything will be smooth.
This is what I'm curious about. Do you really have to focus on not putting your hand up for a fair catch, knowing that you got that halo of safety?
That's like my favorite rule when I got here, man, because I get to return every single thing. Kick returns, field goals, punt. Coach says catch every single ball, so I love that.
Yeah. Does that
Well, he hopes to win the job. Chris Smith, I think you did win the job with that touchdown in preseason game number 2 tonight. You can watch that full interview on Bonfire Sports YouTube page. Be sure to check it out. And links to all of our social media channels, our sponsors, and more information, BonfireSports.ca. Bonfire WPG on your social medias. I like Chris Smith, man. Like, great energy from the guy, eh?
Yeah, and those, can I just say, like, those geese are vicious. Like, I was attacked by a goose this year, Darren. Earlier in the spring. I walked by it. Now, apparently when you walk by the geese, you have to stare them down. And when you stare them down, they back off. Well, this one didn't back off. And as soon as I walked by this goose, literally kicked me in the back of the head, like flew a big flappy wings, hit, I feel the vibration of the wings flapping, and then this thing kicks me in the back of the head. And
they're in the back of the head.
It flew up behind me and then kicked me as it went over my head. It was terrifying.
You got kicked in the back of the head by a goose.
That's right. Wild goose chase. Right there. Yeah.
Wow.
Cobra chicken. Yeah, that's right, Aaron.
It's like a ninja chicken.
Anyway,
almost.
It was scary. I have to be honest with you. And I always liked geese before that. But when I got that close, it was a close encounter, buddy. Yeah. Take them off the loony. Take them off the loony. I swear to God.
They're not on the loony. That's a loon.
Oh, that's a loony. Where's the goose?
I don't know if there's a goose, like maybe a specialty quarter or something.
I can't believe I just said the goose was on the loony.
Yeah.
That's a wide to the right there. Jeez, that's bad.
Hey, it's training camp. We were all fumbling. I had somebody giving me grief the other day because it's been 3 years and you still haven't figured out your audio issues and your microphone gets muted. You see all this fancy stuff going on? You see other shows doing like live post-game highlights? Like on a live show, do you see all of that? It takes a little bit of software to do this. I'm learning. I'm getting better. I'm doing the best I can to get better. Like Zach Schnitzer told me in our one-on-one, which you can watch on Bonfire Sports. You have to have confidence and you have to ensure that you're not staying stagnant. You have to get better. You can be confident, but you have to also get better all the time. And that's where the Blue Bombers are at right now. They like their team. They like, like the question I had for Collaros was, Schnitzy, like Nick Dembski didn't practice for the first 17 days of training camp. He shows up on day 18 and Collaros hits him on like a 45-yard touchdown strike in 12 on 12. It was just like riding a bike.
Yeah.
Like the chemistry, all of those pieces, like Winnipeg is poised to be back where they have been 4 years in a row. And they got to finish the job. I don't think anybody is going to, look at a silver lining this year. And I understand people are like, hey, they're getting old and Biggie ain't the same player. And Willie Jefferson's played his best football. And Zach Collaros is one hit away, and all these old tropes that we've heard over and over again. I think Winnipeg is still the team to beat, not just in the West, but in the entire CFL.
I agree they are. And I think especially on offense, I think this offense is going to be special. So I do think that they have a lot of pieces coming back. They got their O-line, I think, will be fine, Darren. They've got Brady Oliveira. I think, actually, speaking of O-line, I think they've upgraded from Jeff Gray to Liam Dobson, to be perfectly honest with you. And I think, they've got 4 out of 5 receivers, all-star receivers returning, and Brady Oliveira, right?
Yeah.
They've got, Kenny Lawler, Dalton Schoen, best 1-2 punch receiving in the receiving core in the league, I think.
Yeah.
And Zach Collaros, who's Zach Collaros, right?
Yep.
So I think the offense, can outscore our opponents, even if the defense is maybe going to take a little while to gel.
What do you think of this comment from JW Bartel? Great comments tonight, JW. No question. You've been awesome. Most of our receiving cores are banged up right now, says JW. Are you guys worried about it? No, I don't think it's anything serious. Dembski is back healthy again. Schoen is okay. He's just got camp legs or whatever you want to call it. It's maintenance. It's load management. Same too with Drew Wolodarski. You add in a young guy. I put Lawler and Schoen and Dembski up against anybody in the league. Any receiving core in the league.
Yeah. And then you got Dembski, 1,000-yard receiver, Nick Dembski.
They're all 1,000-yard receivers capable.
Yep. Yeah.
You got the MOP. You got the best quarterback in the league. Who's better? I don't know. You got a good O-line. Well, they don't have, Stanley's getting older and Jamarcus Hardrick's not there anymore. They're going to be okay. Trust me. They're going to be just fine. I'm looking at the other teams across the league, Schnitzy. Edmonton, this is the thoughts I was having today before the game. Edmonton's going to be better with McLeod Bethel Thompson, but how much better? Okay. Saskatchewan, I think, will be better, but how much better? Will BC be better than they were last year? No. Will Winnipeg be better than they were last year? No. Will Calgary be better than they were last year? No. I don't think so. So is Winnipeg going to fall off? Is BC going to fall off? I don't think so. I think Winnipeg and BC are the teams to beat. I think Edmonton will be better. I think Saskatchewan will be a little bit better, but how much for those two teams? Calgary's the same. I think Montreal is a better team today than they were a year ago. Helps when you're the champ. I don't think Toronto is going to be as good as they were. Ottawa maybe a little better. Hamilton? Scott Milanovich is their head coach now. But still some question marks at quarterback. I like the signing of Stephen Dunbar. They got a really good receiving core in Hamilton. I don't know too much about their defense and where they're at. Lots of changes over the last few years. So, I mean, I really think the West Final is still going to be the Grey Cup. And then the Grey Cup will be, maybe not like it was the last 2 years. Maybe I sound dumb.
Hopefully not.
Maybe
Don't
I sound
jinx
dumb
us,
for saying
DB.
that. Hey?
Well, I think anyone could have argued that the Grey Cup was, the last few years, the Grey Cup was the West Final. But, it's still, you still have to win the Grey Cup, and it's a football game and anything can happen. Just ask the 2007 Patriots, right? Who got upset in the Super Bowl. So it happens all the time. It doesn't matter if you have 32 teams or 9 teams. It's still one and done, right? Championship game.
Yeah. Waiters, top commenter in Bonfire Sports history, bringing it perennially, says Bo Levi's a wild card. I think that's fair. I think Matthew Schultz is going to be the starter in Calgary after not too long. That's what I think.
Yeah, Jake Mayer, I don't think there's any other player in the CFL who has more pressure on him, because if he doesn't perform early, he's going to sit. He just hasn't been good enough, especially last year.
So, Schnitzy, I got to address this because people are asking. Are we going to do Bonfire midweek this season?
You're putting me on the spot here.
Well, I'll just say it. We're not doing Bonfire midweek this season. I know you're upset about it. I'm upset about it too. But what you're going to get instead is a lot more content on Bonfire Sports. More interviews, more video. You're going to get Mike O'Shea every single day. It's already there. If you want to watch all of those, like even the Bombers website doesn't have all of the Mike O'Shea availabilities. I've got them all. They're all there. I think I missed one day, but the Bombers have that one. So anyway.
And that was the best one. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. T-Will doesn't like it. Waiter's the top commenter. Talk about damning with faint praise. Gasp. Yeah. I mean, hey, history speaks for itself. Schnitzy, you got a final thought as we wrap things up here on parting is such sweet sorrow, but I'm glad the preseason's over. I'm ready for the real deal. June 6th at the Madhouse.
Yeah.
You got any final thoughts?
I like what Isha Boy Bruce, talking about commenters, said. More Schnitzy. Absolutely. But you know what? To be honest, Isha Boy, I didn't have much to say tonight. I really didn't. I'm just glad this game is over, buddy. It was nice to be at the park, like I said. Yeah, but the game itself was, I mean, really, there was 2 plays on advance the ball for the Bombers, the kick return touchdown, and then the botched punt by Mastro Giuseppe where he ran for 28 yards. I mean, other than that was it. That accounted for our 10 points right there, because that set up a field goal. So I'm just glad this game is over. Interested to see who makes the cut in the next few days. So yeah, that's my final thought. Nothing exciting.
Yeah. Friesen, who killed it tonight. Thanks for your generosity, Friesen.
Yes, thank you, Freezer.
Thought I was thumbs downing more Schnitzy. No more Schnitzy. No more Schnitzy. Had enough of you, Schnitzy.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I'm in preseason form. I mean, I still can't get over the fact that I thought the Canada Goose was on the loony. I mean, it's called the loony, for God's sakes. Could it be much more clear than that?
Well, we should call the toonie the polar bear, or the sea bear.
The sea bear. Ooh, I was just gonna say that. Sea bear.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that game tomorrow night. I'll be there, as always. And your 60-second Sea Bears postgame show on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitter, on Bonfire Sports. Always. So we'll give you the recap of the game. If you missed last week's game in Winnipeg, the season opener, the Sea Bears beat the defending CEBL champion Scarborough Shooting Stars in what can only be described as a movie. Like, all of the events that led up to the game-winning shot, like, you couldn't script it. It was insane. It was insane. So go check that out.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Sea Bears are going to win they're going to win the championship this year. Calling it.
You think?
I do.
That'd be. I went to a couple of games last year. It was fun. I really enjoyed it. I didn't like the in-game announcer, whoever that chump was, but other than that, it was an amazing night.
Pardon? Colleen Friend, pardon me. Colleen, thanks for commenting. Great to see you in the live chat tonight. She says, I loved the vibe tonight and had such a great evening at the stadium, presumably. Wasn't expecting overly much. Here's to June 6th. Love it.
Yeah.
I think we'll maybe
bring it on.
Hey? Bring
it on, Colleen. Love it.
Yeah, let's leave it right at that point. I think that's well done. It's coming. It's coming, Cabillas. I promise. I promise. We're going to get lots of Sea Bear stuff up here too. Jets content coming in the fall. I will make it happen. But Schnitzy, as we always do around this time, the Bombers lose 31-10 in the preseason tonight. Let's bring on the regular season, and you can sign us out as you always do.
Preseason's over, folks. Let's bring on the important games, the meaningful games, and don't get your goose cooked. Otherwise, you'll end up on a loony. Sayonara, everybody.